The world of fitness is one that has grown very quickly over the past several years. The amount of opinions, recommendations, and methods to get in shape and train is easily overwhelming. I've spent the last several years in this whirlwind of information, fighting through the less than helpful advice from people complicating fitness until you're just overthinking every little action you do. This is a dangerous place to be, as the analysis paralysis that comes with it can actually lead you to be worse off in your training than you were before. That's why I've cut back significantly in my fitness research and instead have spent more time sticking to the basic principles I believe give you the most bang for your buck, and this has led to unparalleled growth in my strength, my health, and my mental clarity and just overall peace. So if you're in a similar place, welcome. In this video, I'm going to cut through the complicated layers of advice that are so common in this fitness world and give you a simple roadmap that you can use in this new year and the years to come to keep progressing in your training, even if you are training at home with limited time available. And watch until the end of the video for my personal strategy on how to keep fitness simple and an offer that I have for you that will give you a full beginner's roadmap you can use to skyrocket your strength and health journey. But first, with all of the information available online nowadays, it begs the question, is fitness really just a complicated topic? Is the only way to progress through learning from science-based studies on hypertrophy, carb cycling, and every other complex subject? I don't think so. While there can be some benefit to learning more about those things, the practical value that you'll actually get isn't worth the amount of time put into learning about it, in my opinion. If that kind of thing is fascinating to you and enjoyable, go right ahead. But if the thought of studying such complex fitness matters tends to give you a headache, don't worry about it. At the end of the day, I firmly believe that 90% of practical fitness that benefits your everyday life is not complicated at all. Because when you cut out the plethora of information and the arguing over what chest exercise is most optimal, you clear your mind for what's really important, namely in 3 different ways. First, when you keep your relationship with fitness simple and it doesn't feel overwhelming to you, you are far more likely to stick to the program you've decided on and enjoy it. And when you establish a rhythm of daily exercise that you genuinely enjoy, consistency no longer becomes a fight of willpower every single day to do something you dread. You'll start to realize how much better you feel after a hard workout or a brisk walk. Your sleep will improve, your mood will shift, and the ease of daily tasks that were normally difficult will shock you as your body grows stronger. Not only that, but a simple fitness program cuts the amount of time you need to spend every day by a considerable amount. When you follow a program that prioritizes compound movements and covers the essential muscle groups in just 3 or 4 exercises, you aren't left doing small isolation exercises for an extra hour every day. Instead, you'll be able to pound out a few hard sets in 30 minutes to an hour, and you'll be done. This is exactly what I had in mind when I put together my free Essential Exercises guide, which you can download right now from my Patreon page. It's easy and completely free to become a member, so if you're interested in learning the 5 basic essential exercises you can start to focus on, the link to that is at the top of the description. And lastly, I've found that when you stick to a simple fitness plan, it actually ends up being more effective. As in, you actually end up getting better results physically from these shorter, more basic workouts. I know from personal experience that I push a lot harder in each of my sets when I know I'm only going to be doing 2 or 3 sets. If I was about to dive into a workout I knew was going to be 2 hours long with 5 separate isolation exercises, there's a much higher chance I'm not going to push nearly as hard in an attempt to reserve energy for the longer workout. I also push harder when I'm having fun during my workouts. I always enjoy a workout that includes my favorite exercises like the pull-up or the push-up. If I go into a pull workout that only includes, for example, a few sets of pull-ups, a few sets of rows, and maybe a couple sets of dumbbell curls at the very end, I'm going to go through that full workout with way more energy and determination. If that workout included a long list of excess exercises, say some forearm training, lat pull downs, and 3 separate bicep exercises, it's just overwhelming at that point, and I would dread the entire workout. So how exactly do you keep fitness simple? It can feel impossible at first when finding your information from online sources, what is most effective, and what is just an added complication that you don't really need. Here is the strategy that I used to select the training method I now stick to. After spending way too much time getting lost and overwhelmed in the differing opinions on what was most effective, I selected the exercises that were 1. Accessible to me, 2. were tried and true methods that have been used for decades, and 3. was the style of training I was most interested in and were, to put it simply, the most fun to me personally. These 3 criteria can apply to any style of fitness, which there are a lot of. If you have access to a gym and enjoy weightlifting, for example, you can build a simple, practical program for yourself with a handful of weight exercises that fit the 3 criteria I just listed. However, if you're like me and don't have a gym membership, or you'd just rather focus on exercises you can do at home or while traveling, then my recommendation would be body weight exercises. For example, this is primarily going to be pull-ups for your back and biceps, push-ups for your chest and triceps, squats for your legs, and your choice of ab exercise for your core. Again, if you want a full rundown of the 5 essential calisthenics exercises I recommend everyone focus on and master, you can download my guide by becoming a free member on my Patreon, first link in the description. It comes down to this though. Pick a few exercises, show up every day and train them hard. It doesn't have to take hours every day, and you don't need dozens of exercises. You just need the right ones and consistency to see massive progress. While this is the base, there are a few other details to be covered, such as the frequency of your workouts and exercise variations to make them easier or harder, depending on how advanced you are in your training, and to ensure you never stagnate in your fitness growth. There is also the topic of cardio and nutrition, which are 2 important subjects to discuss. These, like exercises, do not have to be made complicated. There are simple explanations and recommendations for them too. I won't get into those subjects in this video, but if you enjoyed my breakdown of keeping fitness simple and agree that it shouldn't be overcomplicated and overwhelming, then I have an offer just for you. Find Time for Fitness is an ebook guide that I wrote covering similar principles to the ones I discussed in this video. It outlines how to find time for daily workouts, focusing on bodyweight training you can do from home. Not only that, but it also touches on all the basic principles of nutrition you will need to become healthier and complement your training. Plus, to make it even easier for you to begin this next chapter of your fitness journey right away, I have a simple and easy to follow workout program already laid out inside the ebook. You don't have to overthink anything, and after reading this guide, you'll be ready to start your new era of training as early as tomorrow. It's all in there, and if you're a beginner to fitness, or have even been training for a while now but just want to cut through the nonsense and overwhelming advice online, I highly recommend you pick it up, available now on my Patreon page. The link is in the description. Also, if you become a free member of the Patreon first, you will receive a special discount code I created which takes $5 off of your order. Getting this ebook is a small investment that will give you a roadmap to change your life, created specifically to give you the most effective information in the simplest way possible. And don't forget to become a free member of the Patreon first to access a discount code which will give you $5 off your order. At the end of the day, fitness does not need to be complicated. All it takes is selecting the best, tried and true exercises that will give you the most reward for the least amount of complication. Then it's a matter of sticking to them with a simple plan and keeping your nutrition and focus dialed. If you can't afford the ebook, don't stress about it. I'll be uploading so many more free videos onto this YouTube channel with simple and high quality information, and of course there's always my exercise guide on my Patreon available to free members, which is a great starting point and costs you absolutely nothing. Leave a like on this video if you found it helpful, it goes a long way, and subscribe so you don't miss any more calisthenics videos from me. So much more is on the way. Happy training, and I'll catch you in the next one.